Beer drinking, that's something.
Yes, that's
Joe,
something
you
I have
and I are
experience in.
experts.
Yes,
I have a PhD in beer drinking.
That's right.
Because it's indexed every quarter, I think it is, the excise goes up yet again. And the Treasurer, Jim Chalmers, has tried to get on the front foot. He's warned pubs and bottle shops not to use this as an excuse to rip off customers. Well, of course, if the government's giving the excise increase, the pubs pass it on.
They will pass it on, although, of course, Jim Chalmers has made the point that, in fact, the rise is less than 1 cent per pint of beer or schooner for us civilised people in Sydney.
Yep.
So I do actually think there has been some opportunistic price gouging during the cost of living crisis where
well, these places all went broke during COVID.
Not necessarily with pubs themselves, and good on them. And God, the price of a schooner these days would make your eyes water without the excise. It's ridiculous.
14?
Yeah, that's right. And there's also a massive gap between in Sydney, east and west as well. So out west, you can still get a beer for $5 in some places.
Sydney's a completely different place though, because you've got all the clubs as well.
And the clubs also.
Where the cost of drinks...
the clubs also keep
Let's
down.
just remember, this is around $4.7 billion that the government is raking in with this, right? So they don't want to actually hold any accountability, responsibility, say, you know what, maybe we should put it on pause, maybe we should pass it on. And what's interesting, to say not to pass it on to the consumer is contradicting the justification they have for having the actual tax. They say the tax is supposed to discourage people from excessive alcohol consumption. So if it's not passed on to the person consuming the alcohol, which is what he's telling people not to do, then why do you have the tax in the first place?
Yeah, it seems
to stop the tax.
Seems like a very odd thing, but
I think they just need
you've got a cost of living
lying.
crisis. I mean, one thing you should try and keep down is the price of beer.
That's right, because drinking beer is the only way you're going to get through the cost of living crisis.
And through the next election.
Otherwise.
Amanda, supermarkets around the country apparently are struggling, I can't believe this, to stock eggs with apparently avian disease outbreak. I've never witnessed this. When I go and buy eggs, there's eggs.
This has been doing my head in.
It is, but it's a great opportunity because if you go to your local farmers market, if you go to potentially IGA, the butcher, they all have different suppliers. So I go to a local farm in the hills and I get organic eggs and they always have supply. So great opportunity for you to support a small business or a farming business or anyone or an IGA because it's the large supermarkets that actually have the issue, not others.
It's amazing.
You experience this?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do heaps of shopping. I just basically live in supermarkets these days, and all the eggs have been completely sold out for months now at my Coles, and also
Coles.
And certainly the free range eggs as well always disappear, and then you can see all these people going, do I dare buy caged eggs? Is anybody looking?
Oh, Joe, they're all the same with different packaging. You do know that, right?
I was about to go for the sort of, the barn laid, and I thought, oh, this can't be bad. And I noticed, a young, good-looking hipster looking at me, going, I'm going, put it down. But I was actually at the last time I did the supermarket shopping. The two things I couldn't get on the list that my wife had given me. The toilet paper was there, but it was a chicken and the eggs, and I don't know which came first.
Chicken?
Oh.
It was chicken. You couldn't get a raw chicken, a roast chook to put in the oven.